Okay, my second question, and I know you mentioned this in my conversations with Patrick before, we've talked about this as well. You referenced a case law. Can you be specific? Tell me what that case was.
That's why I brought my counsel.
Okay, tell me, if you would, go into what the case law specifically, what it dealt with at that time. Did it dealt with a medical procedure, vaccinations, an emergency? What did it deal with, and what other areas of Tennessee policy, I guess, reference back to that case law? Is there any other policy, standard procedures that we have in the health department or any other department that reference back to this case?
Certainly, Chairman. So the specific facts of that case in 1987, and I'm talking about Cardwell v. Bechtel from 1987, Tennessee Supreme Court case that adopted the doctrine. In that instance, it was I think either a 16 or 17-year-old female who was presenting to her osteopath for some type of, it was not a surgery, but it was some type of adjustment, physical adjustment, disc kind of thing. That she had the treatment, it was outpatient, she left, she came of her own volition, she left of her own volition, I believe she drove herself there. What the court looked at and let me back up, prior to the adoption of the doctrine by the Tennessee Supreme Court, the legislature had enacted some carve-out specifically for minors to receive treatment. So that involves contraception, treatment of minor drug abusers, of course, emergency treatment, prenatal, peripartum. And so those were all pre-existent prior to the adoption of the doctrine. And I've got those citations if you would like them. But what the court did was say, we are kind of adopting this tiered system, the rule of sevens, and it talked about consent. And it said, quote, if the person consenting is a child, consent may still be effective if he is capable of appreciating the nature, extent, and probable consequences of the conduct consented to. And, quote, when the minor has ability of the average person to understand and weigh the risks and benefit of the provision involved.